students. Today we will take another important topic, posology and homeopathic posology. Here the 20 mark question always comes for the posology and the homeopathic posology. We have seen the certain topics that are always come for the 20 mark question. So that is one of them, drug proving and posology, or the prescription, or the from the vehicles, from the different topic. The examiner always asks for the 20 mark question. So this is one of the topic, that is a posology and the homeopathic posology. The term posology originates from the Greek word, and posos means how much, and logos means a study or discourse. So this posology, it is formed by the two words, and they derive from a Greek word, that is the posos and logis. So posos means the how much quantity we require, and for what we require this quantity, for the study, for that particular thing. That is logos means actually the study. We will study that particular thing which will require according to something. That is the posology. So if you are giving the explanation for that word, so that will be the definition. And the definition is, posology means the doctrine of doses. So doctrine means which are the principles of doses of medicine. The homeopathic dose includes. So we will now talk about the homeopathic dose, because the dose means the quantity of medicine that given by the physician. The terminology of the dose, it is again a Greek word which means doses. So that means the quantity of the dose that you are giving to the patient, or we can say that it may be any therapeutic agent that are given by the physician. It may be given once, or it can be given in the fractional form. The small amount we are giving 2 to 3 times a day, or we can give a single dose only. So within that stipulated period, we have to complete that complete medicine. So that may be the dose. But what includes in the homeopathic dose? So it includes, the most important is the potency, because we are preparing the potency by the process of potentization, and this is our speciality. We are differing from the allopathy only by the potentization. By the potentization, we know the latent power or the passive power of the medicine is became active. It arose into the activity, and that's why we are having the difference, or we are having some speciality because of that dynamization. And the product of that dynamization is nothing but the potency, what we called it as a capacity of that particular medicine. Second important thing is the quantity, how much quantity we are giving to the patient. So in the allopathy, they are giving in the form of tablets, they are giving in the form of capsules, or in the form of syrup. But here we are giving in the form of globules. It may be the pellets, it may be the capsule or cones or the tablet. But among them, we generally prefer globules, because it is easily palatable and it is very easily available also. Cones, they are little bit harder than the other vehicles, so generally we prefer the globules. So there are the many numbers of the globules are available, and we have seen that the 10 number globule is necessary for the 50 millisievert scale, and for the decimal and the centesimal scale we are using the any number of globule. So when you are dispensing the medicine to the patient in the bottle, so they are the small globules. So how much quantity they have to take, it is mentioned, it has to be mentioned on the prescription. Because one thing it is very much clear, कि if you ask the patient to take the 4 globules at a time, and if the patient took the whole bottle because due to any reason that is unintentional, then what will happen if instead of taking 4 to 5 globules prescribed by you, and if the patient took the whole bottle at a time, what will happen? This is your first question. So that's why the quantity is important. And the form again, in which form you are giving, whether you are giving in a solid form or the liquid form, or you are giving in the form of external application. So that form is again important, and how to use it. What precautions should we take when you are giving it is in the form of liquid or any external application. And the most important is the number of administration of medicine. So repetition of the doses. We will now see what are the conditions where we will repeat our dose, where the repetition is very much important. So all these are covered in the homeopathic dose. Potency, of course, it is very much important. It is a lower potency or higher potency or medium potency. Quantity again important. How much globules that patient has to take, and what happens if he if he took the more than you prescribe him, what will happen? The form is again important, and the number of administration. In the number of administration also, if you prescribe the patient to take the 4 globules after 5 hours or 6 hourly, or it may be the BID in a day, and if the patient took it more than the doses you prescribe, suppose you have prescribed him to take only the 2 doses in a day and only 4 globules, बट इफ द पेशेंट ने अगर वो पूरी की जो बॉटल आपने दी है उसने अगर वो डोजेस इंस्टेड ऑफ 2 डोजेस अगर उसने वो 6 डोजेस ले लिए, and that too of more quantity of the globules, so what will happen? This is your second question. So if the quantity of the globule increases as you prescribe, and the second patient ने आपने ये किया कि आपने उसको 2 ही डोजेस बोले थे लेने के लिए, लेकिन उसने 6 डोजेस ले लिए, और ग्लोब्यूल्स की जो नंबर थे आपने वो 3 या 4 ही बोले थे, लेकिन उसने वो भी ग्लोब्यूल्स 8 ग्लोब्यूल्स ले लिए, एंड जो आपने उसको बॉटल दी थी कि वो आपको रिपीट करनी थी बाद में, लेकिन वो एक ही दिन में उसने पूरी खत्म कर डाली. सो व्हाट विल हैपन इन बोथ द कंडीशंस? बोथ द पेशेंट्स आर डिफरेंट, both the cases are different. So what will happen in with them if they took your medicine in the wrong way? This is your second question. So this is about the posology and the homeopathic dose. So homeopathic dose means this is a particular medicine which we use, and its quantity, its form of the preparation, its number of administration is very much important. So in short, we consider potency, quantity, form, and the repetition of the doses. So this study of the dose, this doctrine of the dose is nothing but the posology. So I think it is very much clear from this PPT what is posology and what is the homeopathic posology, or what is the homeopathic dose. So study of all these things is nothing but the doctrine of dose, and that doctrine of dose is nothing but the posology. Then we are always comparing our pathy with the allopathy. रीजन हमको पता है कि when there was a discovery of homeopathy, या वहाँ पे एलोपैथिक की प्रैक्टिस बहुत ज़्यादा थी, एलोपैथिक फिजिशियंस बहुत डोमिनेटिंग थे, एंड डॉक्टर हनीमन ने वो पूरा एक्सपीरियंस किया था कि हाउ दे आर ट्रीटिंग द पेशेंट, what are the disadvantages of using the allopathy, how they are treating the patient in a wrong way, they are giving the massive doses, unnecessarily they are doing the certain treatment which are very harmful to the patient. And because of all these frustrations, because of all this drawback, Dr. Hahnemann has discovered the new pathy. It may be the accidental experiment, or it may be the accidental discovery of the homeopathy, but he was very frustrated because of the mode of treatment at that time. And by the Cinchona-Bark experiment, he discovered the homeopathy, and that's why our principle are totally different. So there are the lot of differences between our pathy and the allopathy. They do not have any fixed principle. They do not have any cardinal principle. Their theories are ever changing because they always run behind the diagnosis. And nowadays also you will see there are a lot many new symptoms are there for the COVID. Previously, what they said when we got a first patient, that virus only affect the respiratory system, and that's why the coryza, cough, sneezing, pain in throat, breathlessness. These are only the symptoms for that coronavirus. But nowadays, again, a new theory is developed, and they said that it may affect your GIT. So, if there is a diarrhea or if there is a dysentery, then this may be a COVID infection. Again, a new theory developed, and nowadays they say that if the skin rash is developed on the patient's body, then this might be a corona infection. Again, now the new theory is developed, and now they are saying that this may affect your eyes. It may enter your eyes. It may causes the conjunctivitis. And I have seen one patient where that virus affects the eye. Through the eyes, it enters into the body. By the conjunctivitis, the COVID infection starts. So their theory are always changing. Why? Because they always run behind the diagnosis. Instead of that, if you want to treat that patient, then you will only require the signs and symptoms. We will not require that much, we will not giving the medicine on the basis of diagnosis. We require the diagnosis only for the prognosis of the disease or the prognosis of that patient, but we never give our treatment, our medicine on the basis of diagnosis. In the COVID also, many physicians are there, homeopathic physicians. They are giving the medicines to the patient, and they are getting the good results out of them. In the Aurangabad, there are a lot many patients are there. Even in the Pimpri Chinchwad also, the many patients are positive every day, and some of them are taking the homeopathic medicine, and they are really getting a good result. In the Aurangabad also, in the Pimpri Chinchwad or in the Pune also, if the homeopathic physician are giving the medicines, the patient recovered very fast, because we are individualizing the patient. At the same time, we are doing the individualization in the medicine also. We are not giving the same medicine to same patient as the allopathic physicians are doing. They are, even in the treatment theory also, they are ever changing. Previously, they had given HCQ for the patient, but nowadays they are giving the different, that is a acyclovir combination medicine. The various combinations regarding that acyclovir. So many advertisement and so many news are there कि ये medicine का नहीं मिल रही है, वो medicine नहीं मिल रही है. So they are the viral medicines are there in the form of injections. So their theory regarding the causes, regarding the progress of the disease are ever changing, and the treatment are also changing nowadays. And they are directly asking the patient to bring that ranbizvir. I don't know that name of the medicine, but it is a combination of acyclovir. And it is uska black marketing nowadays हो रहा है, and the patients are not getting that injection. So this is only because of the changing of treatment. And those patients are mild and asymptomatic. They are they are, which are not having the symptoms. They are having the vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, sunlight, exercise. So that is only the sufficient thing for them. But if the patient is severe or in a moderate condition, they require the medicine. And if the patient is on the ventilator, then they require the injectable or cyclovir combination medicine. So their treatment is also changing. But what will happen in our pathy, we are giving the supplementary medicine to the patient, but the medicine is not fixed. It is again changing. Sometimes we are giving arsenic, sometimes we are giving the camphora, depending upon the presentation of that patient, depending upon the condition of the patient, signs and symptom presentation. Some may have the diarrhea, the medicine will change. If that patient is having the conjunctivitis, the medicine will again change. So we are changing the medicine according to the presentation of that patient. We are not having the same medicine. We are doing the individualization. But they are their theories are ever changing, their medicines ever changing, and that's why we are always comparing our pathy with them. Their dose is also different, our dose is also different. Their medicines are material medicines, our medicines are dynamic medicines. So there are a lot of difference between them. And from that time, from since Hahnemann time up to this era, we are always they are always obstacle to us. They are always giving a inferiority complex to us, and that's why we are always comparing with them. We are also, or the homeopath also can treat the epidemic, he can also treat the pandemic in hands with the allopathy. We can also treat the patient very nicely like them, and that's why we are always comparing our pathy with them. So the basic differences are, they do not have any fixed theories, they do not believe on the vital force, they are giving the massive doses, and they are not doing the potentization. So these are the basic differences of treatment and cause of the disease. They are prescribing the medicine on the basis of diagnosis. We are not prescribing the medicine on the diagnosis, but we require the diagnosis for the prognosis. We are giving the second prescription also on the basis of the presentation of that patient. We also require the investigations, we also require the certain radiology or the USG. There is no point of difference in between the investigation, but we are not depend upon totally on that investigations. We start our treatment as soon as we got the signs and symptoms. We treat that sick person. So allopathy relate the dose means the material quantity of that medicine. But what is the concept of dose in our pathy? We are giving the medicine. We are not giving the particular quantity. The dose means the quantity of preparation and the form of preparation. In which form you are giving, in which scale you are prescribing the medicine. It is related to the number of administration. So quantity, form, and the number of administration is important in our pathy. In allopathy, they only means the material doses, that is the drops they measure in the, or they are measuring in the form of mg or the gram. So it is enough to produce direct physiological or the pathological effect, and not, they are very much in danger for the life. So their dose means the quantity, material quantity of the medicine. It is maybe mg or it may be the gram. But In homeopathy, we are giving the medicine with a proper scale, with the proper quantity, and with the proper method of administration of that medicine. We can give it in the different ways. It may be on the tongue, it may be through the with purified water, or it may be with the help of alcohol or the sugar of milk. And the doses may be the single dose, the doses may be the TID or BD, or it may be the repeatedly given to the patient. So all these things are related for our dose. Now, the first thing that we have seen in the dose, that is the potency. So the selection of the potency, on which factors we are selecting the potency. So potency, we know the capacity of that medicine, and or what the power is in that medicine, that is nothing but the potency. So the selection of potency is the great or this is a very much a difficult task for the fresher, but this proper selection of medicine is will give you a very good result if your potency matches with that susceptibility of the patient. So the potency selection is a difficult task, and this is a most important task for the homeopathic physician. But the correctly selected medicine on the basis of totality of the symptoms will give a great result to that physician. It has been shown experimentally that in spite of correctly selected medicine on the basis of totality of the symptoms, but if the potency is wrong, if the potency is not curative, then this will not give the recovery, or this will not give any result to the patient. So though the similar medicine, we have seen the two things previously also, similar medicine and a stronger medicine. In the second year, you will learn the two S in the organon, similar and stronger. सिर्फ मेडिसिन सिमिलर होने से काम नहीं होता है, it should be a stronger one, otherwise it will not overcome that natural disease. So similarity and the strongness, these are the two important things for the prescription. The medicine may be failed to produce any favorable effect in the lower potency or in the lower capacity in any case, but may show unexpected good result in the higher potency. So we are so that weapon in our hand, that is the potency, we can change it at any time. It does not indicate that lower potency is not at all acting on that patient, but it is say, but हम ऐसा भी उसको ले सकते हैं कि the susceptibility of that patient is high, and that's why we can prescribe the higher potency. That potency require the favorable power so that it will act on the body, and we can perceive it in the form of cure. So the selection of the potency is more important, as the similar medicine selection is important. The proper potency will give a proper recovery and timely recovery of the patient. If you have given the lower potency and if the result is not there, then you can try the another potency, because that weapon in our hand. Now we will see what are the different types of potencies. So it is the type of potency may be the lower potency, medium potency or the higher potency. But the sources of homeopathic pharmacopoeia जो homeopathic pharmacy जो है, that is organon of medicine, lesser writing or the homeopathic materia medica and chronic diseases given by Dr. Hahnemann, then nobody has mentioned about these criteria, lower, medium or higher potency. ये हमने बनाया है क्राइटेरिया बिकॉज ऑफ आवर प्रैक्टिस और ये हमको इजी जाए इसलिए. सो देयर आर द डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस रिगार्डिंग द सिलेक्शन ऑफ द पोटेंसी. और मैंने अगर लोअर पोटेंसी से शुरुआत की है तो आप बोलोगे नहीं मैडम, वी विल प्रिफर द हायर पोटेंसी. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंसेस इन द ओपिनियन एंड फॉर द our convenience we have divided this. Dr. Hahnemann has never divided this. He only Dr. Hahnemann ने जब practice शुरू की थी, that is the homeopathy की, after the discovery of homeopathy he also prescribed the massive doses because उनको आदत थी allopathy की massive doses देने की. तब मिनिमम डोज की डिस्कवरी नहीं हुई थी. धीरे 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 हर एक कार्डिनल प्रिंसिपल की डेवलपमेंट होती गई. सो जब उन्होंने को पता चला कि लॉ ऑफ सिमिलिया वर्किंग, आफ्टर दैट उन्होंने मेडिसिन प्रिपेयर करना शुरू कर दिया, ड्रग प्रूविंग करना शुरू कर दिया, लेकिन लॉ ऑफ मिनिमम डोज उनको पता नहीं था. तो वो दे आर गिविंग द मेडिसिन, ही इज गिविंग द मेडिसिन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ मैसिव डोसेस. But what happened? There is a palliation होता था. The temporarily patient got the relief, but again the patient comes back. Then he started the dynamization. He started the law of minimum dose. धीरे धीरे उसकी discovery होती गई. And then the scales of potentization also develop like this. So धीरे 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 जैसे जैसे discovery होती गई वैसे वैसे उनको फिर पता चला कि when you are using the lower potency, it will act on more on your cellular level. Higher potency भी काम करेगी, but as the capacity of that medicine is different, the lower potency will act from the cellular level, and that's why he used more the lower potencies instead of the higher one. But Dr. Kent उसके बाद जो आए, Dr. Hahnemann के बाद, he get a frustration by using the lower potencies. So he now started the higher potency. 1m उन्होंने शुरू की, 1m 10m higher potencies he used to give the medicine. So in this way हमको हायर पोटेंसी के भी एडवांटेजेस डिसएडवांटेजेस मिले, हमको लोअर पोटेंसी के भी एडवांटेजेस डिसएडवांटेजेस मिले. Then again the different pioneers आते गए and then they have given the importance of the medium potency also. And in this way हर एक का एक्सपीरियंस अलग अलग था. सो हमारा जो जीस्ट है, हम हाउ टू प्रिस्क्राइब द पोटेंसी, इसलिए उसमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ओपिनियन आते हैं. अगर मैं केंट की फॉलोअर हूँ तो आई विल गिव द हायर पोटेंसी टू द मेंटल डिसीजेस. लेकिन कोई अगर बोरिंग हुसैन का फॉलोअर है या हनीमन का फॉलोअर है, so they will start the lower potency and then they will jump to the higher potency. So हर एक physician का opinion, हर एक physician का experience, it is different. So कोई physician instead of using a decimal scale or the centesimal scale, they are only using the LM potency because it is a safe potency. 0/1 से शुरू कर देना, the patient will take the medicine. होम्योपैथिक एग्रीवेशन भी बहुत कम होता है, दूसरे एग्रीवेशन होने के चांसेस बहुत कम है if you are using the exact similar medicine, and hence they are not using the decimal and centesimal scale in a large quantity. They are using the 50 millisiemens scale. लेकिन कोई physician ऐसे भी है, they are only using the centesimal scale and that too of medium potency. So a lot of differences are there, lot of opinions are there. So better way by reading the literature, by your experience, you can do your best so that, but ultimate aim is what? The patient should not be palliated. The patient should not be in a sufferer. He should get a proper cure. He should not have any suppression. That is our aim, and we have to treat every patient. If this is your aim, then you can start with the lower potency or higher potency depending upon your experience and your observation. Nobody will stop you there. This is totally in hands of the physician. They are having the weapons and they can use it on the patient by any way. But our aim should be, we should not kill that patient, but we should recover that patient, and not only recover, we have to cure that patient. तो वेपन दिया है इसलिए कैसे भी यूज करना नहीं है. वी शुड यूज इट cautiously and with the positive mind. So these are the three categories that we made. Lower potency, that means below 30, 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 4c, 5c. So these are all the lower potencies up to 30. Medium potencies means generally we are referring here 30 to 1m. That is here हम लोग use करते हैं 200 potency. And a higher potency means more than 1m. That is 10m or 50m. So all these potencies, they are the higher potency. How to use this potency, then we will see it. And we are having the one exam, that is more the susceptibility, higher the potency. Less susceptibility, lower the potency. So here the susceptibility means your immunity. If your immune power is good, if you are not susceptible to the disease, if you are having the very mild symptoms, or you are asymptomatic but still the virus or the bacteria is present in your body, you can prefer the higher potency. But if the susceptibility is low, just as in the older patient, then you have to prefer the lower potency. So the susceptibility either आप बोल सकते हो as a immunity or the susceptibility towards the disease. If that susceptibility means inclined towards the disease, if you are more inclined toward the disease, if your immunity is very less, then you have to give the lower potency. If you are less inclined towards the disease, your immunity power is good, you are only having the mild symptoms, then you can prefer the higher potency. So this is the concept of the susceptibility. So more the susceptibility, higher the potency. Less the susceptibility, lower the potency. That we can follow. The lower potencies are organotropic. The medium potencies are the influence functions, and the higher potencies are for the psychic patient. So this is our vision, okay, how we are giving it. So the lower potency generally, if the pathological changes are more, the damage to the organs are more, here in that cases we are giving the lower potencies. Medium potencies, they influence the function. So functional damages जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे हम लोग मीडियम पोटेंसी देते हैं. एंड हायर पोटेंसीज की जहाँ पे फंक्शनल चेंजेस है, कोई भी ऑर्गेनिक चेंजेस नहीं है, टिश्यू डैमेज ज़्यादा नहीं है, और इन केस ऑफ मेंटल कंडीशन वी आर गिविंग द हायर पोटेंसी. देर इज नो हार्ड रूल. हाँ, जो हम मैंने पहले यहाँ पे बताया, दिस इज नॉट द हार्ड रूल, बट दिस इज ओनली बाय द स्टैटिस्टिक्स या एक्सपीरियंस से ये बनाया है. So we can say that the susceptibility is the only guide for the selection of potency. अगर आप ये follow करते हो तो. To assess the susceptibility of the patient, the physician must be qualified. He must know the anatomy, physiology, pathology, surgery, and the medicine. He should have the proper knowledges. The important thing is that he should be free from any prejudiceness. He should have the open mind. He should attend the patient properly. He should observe the patient properly. He should follow the concept of the fundamental principles are in the homeopathy properly, and according to that he has to give the second prescription also. So there are many parameters on the basis of which we can judge the susceptibility of the patient. But due to the modern life, because of the complexity of the microorganism, or the some over drugging by the patient, the the physician cannot determine this susceptibility of the patient properly because of taking the lot many of antibiotics or analgesics or the steroids. The susceptibility of the patient is deteriorated. So there are the various factors which contribute to assume the susceptibility of the patient. So because of this modern era or the over drugging, it is very difficult to us to judge that susceptibility because it is a sole and sole guide for the selection of the potency. So we have to be more cautious for the classification of the disease. In the second year again, you will learn the classification of disease, that is the artificial disease, true chronic disease and the pseudo chronic diseases. So depending upon that you have to judge the susceptibility कि कौन से disease में आता है. So सबसे basic जो things है that we will learn in this year. So the basic thing for the susceptibility is the age, sex, habit and environment, constitution and temperament, nature and the depth of the disease, structural changes, various suppressions if any, vitality of the patient, mental and physical reaction or the sign and symptoms to the external stimuli. So these are basic, very much basic factors of the susceptibility, and that susceptibility will help you for the selection of the medicine. The classification of the disease that will come afterward, but this is again helpful for the selection of the potency. So how the age is helpful for this selection? We know the child and the younger age people, they are having a good susceptibility. They are having a much more immunity. So the child can bear the higher potency, or the younger adults can bear the higher potency if the structural changes are not there, the tissue deterioration is not there, wear and tear of the organ are not much. In that case you can give the higher potency. But on the other hand, the old age where the immunity is very less, the susceptibility is decreases because of the wear and tear of the tissues or the certain degenerations. So we are preferring there the lower potency. सो छोटे बच्चों में, यंगर जनरेशन में, मिडल एज में वी कैन प्रिफर द हायर पोटेंसी, लेकिन रिक्वायरमेंट ये है कि देयर इट शुड बी अ फंक्शनल वन. पहले ही हमने देखा था कि लोअर पोटेंसी फॉर द ऑर्गेनोलेप्टिक and medium and a higher potency, they are more influence on the functions. So if the functions या deterioration अगर ज़्यादा नहीं है, so we can give the higher potency for the child and for the younger age people. Then why the gender is important? Because it is said that the females, they are less exposed to the mental stress and the strain and the worries, anxieties, and hence we can give them a medium potency or we can give the lower potency. But as I have told you previously, because of the modern lifestyle, the life of the woman is now drastically changed. Now the women also are having the lot of stress. They are also doing the same physical activity. They are also doing the same mental activity. कभी कभी तो मेल से भी ज्यादा उनकी एक्टिविटीज होते हैं. सो नाउ दिस इज नॉट द रूल. तो उनको भी हम लोग हायर पोटेंसी दे सकते हैं, उनको भी हम लोअर पोटेंसी दे सकते हैं. But if the woman is not having that much mental strain or the worry, definitely you can give the lower potency. In the male, if they are more sensitive, irritable, higher susceptible, then here we require the higher potency. So the gender differentiation say gender differentiation अगर आपको करना है तो you have to look for their lifestyle. You have to look for their type of work, and then only you decide the potency. The next one is the habit and the environment. So Dr. Stuart Close has given all these factors in his book of philosophy. So In the habitat environment, he said that the higher potencies we are given to the patient who are highly intellectual, who is doing the more mental works, such as a homeopathic physician or any doctor or any lawyer or any minister, who are using their intelligence in a much more better way, or they are using the intellectual power. Then you can give the higher potency for those people who are doing the sedentary work, एक ही जगह पे जो बैठे रहते हैं. Then those are highly emotional, they are very imaginative, and they are very efficient for their work. In that cases we are giving the higher potency. But those people, they are doing the much physical work instead of having the mental work. They or who sleep very less. तो फिजिकल वर्क अगर ज़्यादा है तो क्या होगा, वियर एंड टीयर ऑफ टिश्यूज या फिर मसल डैमेज वहाँ पे ज़्यादा होगा. जो पेशेंट बहुत ज़्यादा सोता है तो उसका जो फंक्शन है या मेटाबॉलिज्म है, अगर वो प्रॉपर स्लीप लेता है तो इट इज़ गुड. सो इम्यूनिटी इज़ गुड. 7 to 8 आवर अगर वो स्लीप लेता है, सो इन दैट केस वी कैन गिव द हायर पोटेंसी. लेकिन वही पेशेंट, अगर दूसरा पेशेंट कोई है, अगर वो कम सोता है, उसको फिजिकल एक्सर्शन ज़्यादा है, सो इन दैट केस वी हैव टू गिव द लोअर पोटेंसी, क्योंकि वहाँ पे टिश्यू डिजनरेशन, मसल डैमेज या फिर रेस्टलेसनेस, एंजाइटी बहुत ज़्यादा रहेगी. देन who are taking the less amount of food. Less amount of food इसलिए क्योंकि उनको प्रॉपर न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिलेगा, एंड हेंस द इम्यूनिटी डेवलप वहाँ पे नहीं हो रही है ठीक से. पर्सन एक्सपोज टू कंटिन्यूअस ड्रग्स, ओवर ड्रगिंग जिसका हुआ है बिकॉज ऑफ द एनी पैथी, or those are working in factories where there is a छोटे छोटे फाइबर्स जहाँ से निकलते हैं, क्लॉथ इंडस्ट्री, फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री, या फिर शुगर केन फैक्ट्री, कि जहाँ पे उनका इनहेलेशन और एक्सहेलेशन से द प्रोडक्ट अफेक्ट्स देयर लंग, दैट इज ऑक्यूपेशनल डिसीजेस. या फिर जो पेशेंट्स है, दे आर यूजिंग tobacco or the smoking. In that case also we are giving the lower potency. जो pharmacist है, they are continuously using the alcohol or any beverages or any distilled things, or the tobacco trader जो है, उनको भी हम लोग we are giving the lower potencies, क्योंकि उसका इफेक्ट रहता है उनके बॉडी में. तो if you are giving the higher potency, so it will antidote. So lower potency cellular level पे जाके repetition of doses से it will help them. Then those shopkeepers, they are handling the perfumes or the deodorants, उनको भी हमको lower potency देने हैं, और the chemical workers हम उनको बोल सकते हैं. Next thing is those are having the psychiatric problem, they are mentally handicapped. In their cases also we can give the higher potency, but the reaction may be different. We cannot predict their behavior, and hence in the mentally challenged people or mentally handicapped people, generally we are giving lower potencies. But if the, again I am telling you ki if the pathological changes are more, we have to give the lower potency, and if the pathological changes are less, then we can give the higher potency. So next time we will see the constitution and the temperament. Today we have seen the types of potencies, how the selection of the potency should be, then the difference between the allopathy and the homeopathic doses, and also the definition. So the these are the factors which affect the selection of potency. Age we have seen, but ये सब factors के लिए, if the pathological changes are less, you can give the higher potency. If the pathological changes are more, you have to give the lower potency. तो एज भी वहाँ पे आप डिफ्रेंशिएट कर सकते हो, सेक्स पे डिफ्रेंशिएट कर सकते हो, हैबिट एंड एनवायरनमेंट भी वहाँ पे आप डिफ्रेंशिएट कर सकते हो. So ये जो rules मैंने दिए थे, they are depending upon that only. So first we have to see the condition of that patient and the condition of the disease or the stage of that disease, and then we have to prescribe accordingly. लोअर एज में हम हायर पोटेंसी दे सकते हैं, लेकिन पैथोलॉजिकल चेंजेस नहीं है तो ओल्डर एज में वी हैव टू गिव द लोअर पोटेंसी. मेल फीमेल में भी अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर नेचर ऑफ वर्क वी कैन गिव द हायर और लोअर पोटेंसी. Habit and environment, according to the work, according to the lifestyle, we can give the higher potency or the lower potency. Those are highly intellectual, mental work ज़्यादा है, sedentary life है, sensitive है, emotional है, taking the proper sleep, proper diet, efficient in the life, we can give the higher potency. But those are having the less nutrition, less sleep, more physical exertion, over drugging, continuously exposed to the chemicals, tobacco smoking जो लेते हैं, liquor handle करते हैं, और those are mentally challenged people or mentally handicapped people, we are giving the lower potency. Where there is a illness is directly caused by certain influences such as drug or the over drugging, there again we are giving the antidote. So the higher potency of the same or the similar drug may prove to be the best antidote in their condition. Last time I have asked you which medicine should not be there in the prescription. So the answer is the inimical drug should not be there, or the incompatible drug should not be there. So we will stop here. Tomorrow we will take the constitution, temperament, the depth of the nature and the depth of the disease, and the nature of the medicine. So these are all the factors, very much basic factors for the selection of the potency. Though your medicine is similar, but it should be a stronger one, and it should affect that patient properly.